Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how I organize my dresser drawer and my husband's clothing shelf inspired by Marie Kondo, the organizing guru. So here we go. For those of you who've seen my apartment tour video, I have a one-bedroom apartment here in New York, and I have 3 closets that is built into the unit. One is in the bedroom, the other one's in the hallway, and the linen closet is also out in the hallway. And those are the built-in closets, and obviously I brought in different storage like dresser and a small wardrobe for my husband's clothes, and some shelves with doors for his t-shirts and such. So I keep things pretty organized and I don't leave things out too much, and so I do have things in shelves and drawers and things like that, and I try to keep it pretty neat. And so I never thought I needed to learn to reorganize my drawers at all. And I discovered Marie Kondo, I want to say late last year, maybe beginning of this year, when she Netflix released her special, and of course I YouTubed her and Googled her, and she is a Japanese woman who is an author of a couple of books, I believe, on organizing, and she's very famous. And I watched her fold, which her favorite thing I think is to do folding laundry, and she teaches this method and called the Komari method, and I was wowed, but I wasn't really inspired to go ahead and try it. And I think because I was like, I already know how to organize and I keep things neat and I don't really need to change. But what changed my mind was I'd keep everything folded and I would stack it in my drawer, you know, from bottom to top. And I have many camisoles that I wear in different colors, and I really had to dig through, and by the time I dig through the different layers and to get to the color that I want, and sometimes I forget what color I do have. So that inspired me to try to organize my drawer in the vertical method of storage that she talks about. So you'll see, and I'll show you how I used to store my clothing, and then I'll show you what I did and to change it and what it looks like now. So as you can see here, this is how I used to keep my t-shirts, and you know, this is the side view, but you know, these are just folded like if this was a t-shirt like this, I would just fold it in with the arms folded in, and I would just fold it in half and then stack it on top of one or the other. So if this went into a drawer and you're trying to get to the, let's say, the navy blue t-shirt, you're just gonna have, you know, pull it, and then you're just gonna be either you do it very neatly, which is hard to do, and you're just gonna have a little bit of a mess that you're gonna have to correct the entire stack again. Like I said, what inspired me to change it was the fact that if you do it the way Marie Kondo does it, you can literally look at what you have and what colors you have, what, you know, it's that way. It was easy for me to find the things I wanted, and also it was a great excuse to get rid of things that I was just holding on to. So Marie Kondo's basic idea of folding clothes is, I mean, she is very gentle with the clothing, and she's, you know, she'll have a whole philosophy about, you know, about things and how you're supposed to approach laundry. But I don't have that kind of discipline, and obviously I haven't read the book, so I just saw the video and I tried to mimic what she was doing. So she literally straightens out the t-shirt, and I believe the neck was toward the ceiling, and she folds this into an even folds. The top and the bottom needs to be even. So the idea is to make it even, and if you need to fold the sleeve in, obviously do it this way, and then you fold this in so the top and the bottom is even. And then you take the this part, she takes it, she doesn't go all the way up, which I had to get used to, and she folds that once, and then 1 and 2, and she said everything has to be able to stand up. Now obviously that I didn't be able to do it, but 1, 2, 3. And you just have to keep practicing until you can do it. This obviously is the folded size, and obviously it got very compact, and so this goes vertically into the drawer. And what I did with the camisoles was exactly that. So if you look at a camisole, and she said for the camisole you have to same kind of folding, and I folded in, one, I try to straighten that out. This is obviously been done. So if you have a camisole like this, and you straighten it out, try to even it out, and then you fold it in. Mine is a little curved, so I try to make it as rectangular as possible, and then I fold this over to make the top and the bottom even. And she said to use the strap as part of the length of the garment. So I put it all the way, the strap all the way to the tip, to the other end, and then I fold it over, and then I fold it again, which make that a third, and then it stands up. And this goes right into my drawer, like I said. And here's the product. So obviously the you see the little hole right there where this blue one came out of. This is what the drawer looks like, and I put the blue one that I had folded back in its slot, and this way I can see what colors I have of the camisoles. And obviously this is just a sample of what your drawer can look like with the t-shirts or shorts or whatever. And next I'm going to show you my husband's his sock drawer. So the sock drawer took me a little bit of time because, like many people, and maybe not, but I just kept the two pieces together and then fold it over like this using the elastic part so they stay together. Well, Marie Kondo says that's not good, because obviously it's gonna do damage to the elastic, and then you're stretching out the elastic prematurely. And so what she suggests is take the two pieces of socks and put it on top of one another and fold it in thirds. And this was a little difficult because this was obviously ankle socks, and she used obviously a mid-calf sock, and but obviously she probably can do with the ankle sock. So I just folded in thirds, like fold the toe end first toward the opening, and then made it into as best I can into thirds. And then so I placed it like face down with the folded and toward the bottom of the dresser, and this is what it looks like. So the white ankle socks went back in here, and I made these, and she suggests this for the drawers, and I think especially for underwear or bras and socks, and make dividers. So I made this. I've had this actually made with some pieces of cardboard for a long time, and it just wasn't looking too great. So I had some contact paper that was left over, so I just measured it out again, make sure it was the right fit for the drawer, and then I covered these pieces in contact paper, and these are the four corners, and sometimes it comes up, but seems to keep everything obviously better for socks. And I have his dress socks here, and his mid-calf socks, athletic socks here, and the ankle socks here. And this is empty because he's used all the black ankle socks this week. And this is my sock drawer, and obviously I did the same thing. I didn't fix these, but the rest of it, these socks are all two pieces folded over into thirds. And obviously to see the cardboard that I've created with some leftover boxes and to the divide. And she suggests rolling stockings or nylon or mid-calf socks are rolled into little rolls like this, so it's easier to stack vertically. So I was able to accomplish the drawers without too much difficulty. I just had to re-watch the videos a couple of times to make sure that I got the folding effect correctly, but I didn't know how to transfer that over into my husband's shelf storage that I have for him. So this is what I'll show you. That I have these shelves with doors, and this is what I use for his t-shirts. He's got obviously white t-shirts and just t-shirts for the gym and things like that. So, and I don't know how this was going to transfer since it's not a drawer that's going to be done vertically. And I have to say, when you see the results of this is not going to look exactly like the folding t-shirt in a Marie Kondo method, because when I was learning how to do it, I was a little mistaken as to what exactly folding, how much you're supposed to fold over and things like that. So these stack of t-shirts in my husband's storage unit is gonna look different. It's more rectangular than the other one that I showed you earlier. So for the white t-shirts, and I tried to keep it as neatly as can, this is what it looked like. So instead of having the vertical look, I mean, it's still stacked on top of one another, but it seems to work better because he can just grab what he needs, and it stays more orderly this way. And then I labeled obviously his new ones versus his older ones, and he's used all his older white t-shirts this week. So this is the gym collection and the soft t-shirts, and this way, I mean, it's not ideal like the drawers and vertical method, but at least he can see what he has and what colors he owns. And at least I've divided into categories for gym and then soft. The soft ones he usually wears out running errands. And then this is what I did for this section, which is the tanks and the sleep t-shirts. He doesn't wear these out in public. And here's, I'll take a tank top and then I'll show you how I folded those. So for the tank top, this was actually the easiest for me. So I just folded the top part where there's no sleeves over to make it is almost like a square, right? And then I folded in thirds. This one I totally did it where she would do it, which is thirds. Fold it over and then fold it over, and then I folded this in thirds, so it becomes a perfect square almost. See? And then I stacked these on top of one another, and like I did the other two shelves, and I labeled it tanks for him. And the bottom drawer is his, this is written in Korean, it says paji, which is all his pajama pants, and then those are long sleeve. And it took me a little bit of time, and I would suggest that you probably need to see the video a couple times over to do the long sleeves. Those are a little more difficult. But this is just like the shorts. You just fold over the rear end a little bit in, so you don't have a straight line from top to bottom, and you fold it in thirds.